So I feel like my job is to heal out loud and be so much myself that every woman who encounters Girl Just Heal feels that she has no other choice but to heal and grow and evolve into the best version of herself, because that's exactly what she's surrounded by the moment she enters this space. What's poppin', homegirls? Welcome back to the Girl Just Heal podcast. I'm Neimoya Basden, and Chad, listen. So how are y'all doing? How are y'all feeling? How are you healing? You already know. Drop me a comment. Let me know how you are doing. I want to know all the things concerning you. I want to know how you showing up in the world, okay? Hopefully you showing up as the best version of yourself. And if you haven't gotten to that place yet, that's okay, homegirl. Hold my hand, and we gonna get there together. Y'all already know we heal, we grow, we evolve into the best version of ourselves together, and I really wouldn't have it any other way. So make sure you let me know how you are doing. So for today's episode, y'all, this is going to be a good episode. It's going to be a real good episode. I do have something in mind that I want to talk about, but we're going to see if we can make it to it. Y'all know how it be sometimes, baby, when we do these prayer cards and then, or God just drops something else in my spirit. We go a different direction, but we're going to see what it is. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start by reading a homegirl review. Y'all know we love the homegirl reviews, okay? I love to shout out the homegirls because I love how y'all show up. So this review is from Nico Blue 14. And this review says, amazing. I found this podcast at the perfect time. It has been so difficult in the past to stay focused on God's word and his will due to feeling so alone in this. And since finding this podcast, I feel like I found a real community of support, and you really know what to say exactly when I need it. Thank you. You are so very welcome, Nico Blue. And thank you so much for leaving that review. Look, that's bars. Hold up. But thank you so much for leaving that review. I truly appreciate it. And let me just tell y'all, y'all already know, God be sitting in these episodes. God be giving me what to say. That's just what it is. And that's what I love about the Girl Just Heal podcast. It's just so unique. It's unique for a lot of reasons, but that's definitely the number one reason why this podcast is so unique, because it's not scripted out. Nothing is scripted out. I don't know. I can sit and think that I'm going to come talk about one thing, and then I get taken in a whole nother direction. So I really love that. But with that said, without further ado, y'all already know what time it is, baby. This pack is so skimpy, but y'all know it is time for the prayer cards. Prayer cards. It is time for the prayer cards. Prayer cards. Eight. Prayer cards. Prayer cards. Eight. It is time for the prayer cards, y'all. And I'm super duper excited about these prayer cards, baby. Let me just tell you, super excited. Down to our last 3, but that's okay because we got some more packs on deck. Y'all know how we do. All right, y'all. So today's scripture comes from Psalm chapter 118, verse 24. And it says, the Lord has done it this very day. Let us rejoice today and be glad. Ooh, the Lord has done it this very day. Let us rejoice and be glad. Y'all know we finna go to another version. Psalm chapter 118. Verse 24. Let's see. Let's go to the Amplified version. Amplified version says, this day in which God has saved me, oh yes, is the day which the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And that's, just pretty self-explanatory. This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and we shall be glad in it. This is a day like no other. If you woke up today and you got the activity of your limbs, baby, ain't nobody have to help you get dressed, okay? You can feed yourself. You didn't wake up thinking about what you gonna wear today because you went in your closet and you have a lot to choose from. If you are on that side of the spectrum, then just rejoice. Rejoice in the day that the Lord has made. And if you're on the opposite side of that spectrum, just know my heart goes out to you, because God is still good, even in the midst of it. Even where we lack, he is plentiful in, and he can provide. He will provide. You just stay connected to him, and he'll send resources and strategies and strength and all of the things that you need. So just stay attached to him. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into what we're going to talk about. So y'all listen, child, put your seatbelt on, buckle up, because I came here to do a little bit of self-reflection, okay? I came here to do a little bit of turn that mirror back on you. Stop always pointing the fingers at other people. You know, homegirls, how we like to do. We like to blame everybody for the way that our life is going. We like to blame everybody for the things that are transpiring in our lives. And we never look in the mirror and say, I had fault in that. Listen, we never look in the mirror and say, I was the cause of that. I was the reason why my life is the way it is now. I was some of the reason why I'm dealing with some of this drama and some of this trauma and some of this stress that I got going on. But sometimes we don't like to do that. We don't like to self-reflect. We don't like to look at ourselves in the mirror. One of the hardest things to do is turn that mirror back on you. It's good when you can turn into other people. It's good when you can look at everybody else and see their flaws and pinpoint their flaws. But when you turn that mirror back on yourself, baby, sometimes you ain't gonna like what you see. You ain't gonna like how it look. Sometimes you gonna be like, you gonna want to break that mirror because you just don't like what you see. But it's in those moments when you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, you have to spring into action. So are you gonna just look in the mirror and not like what you see, but still go on about your daily routine or about the routine you've had? Or are you gonna look in the mirror and say, you know what? I don't like this woman I am. I don't like this woman I'm becoming. So I need to change some things about her. I need to change the way that she moves. I need to change the way that she think. I need to change her actions because I don't like what I'm seeing. And then you go forth and you start changing those things. Listen, we have to quit blaming everybody else. Yes, it may be other people that have done things to you. I'm a living testimony, baby. I have a life full of scars, full of pain, full of situations where people have done things to me. People continue to do things to me even to this day. So we are all going to have those moments and those people in our lives that violate us or that offend us and that do things to us. They hurt us and they just make us feel so bad. They break us a little bit. We going to have them people. But we also can't focus solely on those people because there are some things that we allowed. Yeah, they hurt you, but you kept allowing them to come back in your life. Yeah, they talked bad about you, but you knew what their conversation was about months ago and you still kept them in your circle. Whew. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Listen, I know I'm stepping on my own toes, homegirl. Like we don't understand the level of control that we have when it comes to our story and when it comes to the level of pain that is in our lives. Like sometimes we are the problem. We are the root. Okay, we are that seed that's planted because of whatever reasons, for insecurity, because of shame, because of guilt, because of past hurts, because of issues that you didn't deal with, that you thought you dealt with. And now those issues are causing you to accept things into your life that you wouldn't normally accept if you would have dealt with those issues. But because you didn't deal with those issues, you are allowing things in your life and those things are hurting you. You are allowing people to hurt you. And sometimes it's not just about other people. So I really want us, if you don't take away anything else from this episode, I really want you to take away the fact that you have to stop pointing the finger. You point the finger at everybody else. How many pointing back at you? I heard somebody in church said before, if you point one finger, you got 4 pointing back to you. 4 fingers are pointing back to you while you trying to point somebody out and single somebody out for what they did. But when it comes time to turn that mirror and look at yourself, like you don't want to face what's in the mirror. You don't want to face it. You're like, nah, I don't want to deal with that because it's so easy to cast blame elsewhere. It makes you feel good when you have somebody that has done something and you don't have to take the blame for that. It's just like if y'all, so I have siblings. And so like if you younger growing up with siblings, it felt good when your sibling did something and you knew when your mama or your daddy came and asked who did this and you was able to point the finger at your sibling, baby, you was all good because you knew I ain't about to get a whooping today. Not me. It ain't gonna be me. But the moment when you were the culprit, the moment when you were the one that broke the mirror, or you were the one that didn't clean up, you were the one didn't take the trash out, and now that all the heat was on you, now you have to sit there and look in the mirror and say, man, it was me. And then you have to deal with the consequences of that. But the thing is, after you deal with those consequences that one time, you know how it feels. And so it should be something in you that triggers the next time you face that situation. Like, you know what? I'm going to have to look at myself. Why do I keep on getting these same relationships? Why do I keep on getting these same friends? Why do I keep on encountering these same problems? Because you are not fixing you. You want everybody else around you to change. You praying to God, asking God to change everybody. Lord, just speak to her heart. Lord, just speak to his heart. God, rest on him tonight. You want God to change everybody, but you want to remain the same. And life is not going to work like that. Your healing journey doesn't work like that. It all starts with you. You have to change who you are at your core. And I'm not just talking about put on this facade for other people to see. So when they come around, I'm GQ, I'm fly, got my hair done, makeup done, whatever. All that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about really change your core. Not just tell people, hey, I'm going to change. You know, I shouldn't have treated you like that, so I'm going to change my ways. No, don't just tell people. Your actions has to do the work. Your actions has to do the talking. Like, don't just go up and tell people, oh, I'm going to change. Or don't even look in the mirror and tell yourself, you know what, I'm really going to change. No, baby, look in the mirror and just start changing. Just identify those things and those areas in your life you need to change and start doing it. Start doing it. Don't even say, I'm going to try to change. Just say, I am going to change. I am going to become better. I will be a better person. I will be the best version of me. Just repeat those affirmations over your life. Repeat that. I will become the best version of myself. Wherever you are, just type that in the comments. I will become the best version of myself. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter the work that I have to put in. It doesn't matter how many connections and ties I have to sever to become that best version of me. I will become the best version of myself. I will no longer point the finger at other people, but I am going to deal with self. I am going to deal within. Oh my goodness, Lord Jesus, I am going to deal within. And I feel this so heavy for myself. I am going to change me. What does Neimoya need to change about herself? And I want you to insert your name. What do you need to change about yourself? Baby, it's time to look in the mirror, because some of the reason why we deal with a lot of stuff we deal with is because we haven't confronted those demons that we face, those hidden things, those skeletons that's in the closet. We haven't confronted that. And we need to bring all that to the forefront so that we can really become the best version of us, and we can really show up in the world as a healed version, as the version that's growing, the version of us that's evolving, the version of us that's happy and joyous, the version of us that people adore and people love to be around, the version of us that people don't have to protect themselves from. My goodness, that version of us, that's the real version of us. And I went to a seminar tonight, and the guy was speaking, and he was talking about how sometimes we have to create all of these different scenarios because we are trying to mask an identity that we really don't want people to see. Like, we try to mask the real version of us. So we put on like this fake persona all of the time just so we can get by. And, you know, like on social media, I always say this: you can be who you want to be on social media. And when I heard that tonight, I'm like, that is so good, because how many times have I, let me put myself in the hot seat first. How many times have I tried to mask who I really am at my core just to try to please other people? That ain't dealing with things. That's only covering it up. Why am I covering things up when I need to be dealing with the problems at hand? If I have to cover anything up about me, then that's telling me that, hey, you got some stuff you need to deal with, and then just deal with it. Don't run from it. Sometimes we running from those things, those hidden scars and that hidden pain. We running from it because it's better for us to say, I'll deal with that next week. No, it's okay. I'll deal with that in about a year. I'll deal with that when it comes up. And it's like, nah, we need to start dealing with that stuff now. Don't let it linger on. Listen to me, homegirl. Don't you let it linger on another day. Stop pointing the finger and deal with self. Deal within, and I promise you, you're going to start feeling better. Now, it ain't going to be the answer to all your problems, okay? I don't want you to think that, but trust me, it is going to be a great start. It will be a great start, because when you start self-reflecting and you start seeing that you ain't always been doing stuff right, that you got a little bit of stuff that you need to work on, baby, that is one of the most humbling experiences you will ever deal with in your life. But not only is it humbling, it is very rewarding. It's very rewarding to deal with yourself, because when you change you, baby, and you going out in this world and you knowing that I ain't did nothing to nobody, I ain't did nothing to provoke nothing, because I'm working on me constantly. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, that is one of the best feelings. And I was talking to my therapist earlier, and she asked me, she said, is there ever a time in your life where you come to this level of self-actualization and self-realization and self-reflection? And I was like, you know what? There is a time in my life, a couple of times, actually, that I come to that, but not every time that I arrived at that door, I entered that door and I dealt with what was on the other side of that door. And sometimes that's what a lot of us are doing. We looking in the mirror, but we not dealing with what's going on. We arriving at the door, but we are afraid to go in the door because we are afraid of what's behind that door. But listen, you can't be afraid of what's behind all your flaws and your walls and everything, all your scars, all your pain. You can't be afraid of that. You have to tackle that, because the truth is, if you can't tackle that within, if you can't deal with that, then it's going to be hard to find other people that are going to want to deal with that. Listen, it's going to be hard to find people that want to be around you if you don't learn how to first make sure that you are doing everything in your power to show up as the best version of you, to show up and listen, showing up as the best version of you doesn't mean that you are perfect. No, I'm not saying that. It doesn't mean that you got it all together, but showing up as the best version of you means that, look, I'm trying, and trying is all that I can do. I'm actively trying, and actively trying means I'm working towards it. I'm not just telling you I'm going to change, baby. I'm changing. I'm working on me, because I know what it's like to feel this way, and to feel like I can't even explain how you feel, but you feel so free when you start identifying that, hey, I got a couple of issues I got to work through. I got some things I got to work on. You know, I need to make sure that I'm well. Like, it is such a freeing feeling when you feel that way, and not only feel that way, but when you have the courage and the strength to really tackle that and to deal with the person in the mirror. So, homegirls, I just want to encourage you that on your healing journey, just learn to deal with the woman in the mirror. Learn to deal with you. And it is okay. You don't have to be perfect, but at least don't just point the fingers at other people. You make sure you're doing everything in your power to change you, and then just let other people deal with them, and let God deal with them, because you can't change nobody else. The only person you can change is yourself. So I love you, homegirls, and we're going to go ahead and close this episode out with the Girl Just Healed mantra. So you know how we do. Let's go ahead and drop in. Close your eyes if you're in a place where you can close your eyes. And the Girl Just Healed mantra is, I accept myself for who I am. I free myself from all fear. And today, I choose to heal. Whew. This mantra got me getting a little emotional, y'all. I accept myself for who I am. I free myself from all fear. And today, I choose to heal. I accept myself for who I am. I free myself from all fear. All fear. I free myself from all fear. And today, I choose to heal. say that mantra one more time, y'all. I accept myself for who I am. I free myself from all fear. And today, I choose to heal. So thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Girl Just Heal podcast. I'm Neimoya Basden, and until we speak again, girl, just heal. All right, homegirl, thank you for tuning in to the Girl Just Heal podcast. We want to make sure that we continue supporting you during your healing journey, so be sure to connect with us on all social media platforms at Girl Just Heal, and also join our private Girl Just Heal Facebook community so that you can continue to heal, grow, and evolve.